welcome to another update. I am very sort of annoyed right now because I just filmed this and I held the DVDs like this and you couldn't see them. So I'll do it again. But I figured I'd just change the angle or setting, whatever, just for fun, whatever. And I don't have a whole lot of stuff this time. I have well, I have 13, but it's not going to be as big as the last two. But I think that's probably why I make it now, because the last two ones were like 20 minutes, and maybe that's too long. Maybe people don't really want to watch a video that long. So I gonna do it again. For the people who mainly like horror, I can say that I only have one horror movie in this update. But you should know me by now. I do buy a lot of comedy and stuff that many maybe don't buy, kind of guilty pleasure stuff. But anyway, the first one is probably the best in this whole pile. It's a double pack. Being John Malkovich, no, I did it again. Being John Malkovich and Adaptation. I would recommend you to watch Being John Malkovich first, but they're kind of hard to explain Adaptation. But Being John Malkovich is a very sort of surreal, almost bizarre and dark movie. But John Cusack's character, he finds a portal at a new work. Very strange feeling about that whole workplace. But he finds a portal which literally leads into the actor John Malkovich's brain, or well, his head. You see, you basically get his vision or whatever for 15 minutes until you're thrown out at the turnpike or whatever it's called, somewhere outside of town. Yeah, it has a couple other storylines, but that's mainly what happens. And I thought it was fantastic. The ending is kind of disturbing and depressing in a way, but very well done. But that's a movie that I highly recommend. I would like to talk a bit more about some of these, but it went away at the time last time, so I'm going to try to do it a bit quicker. But then it's not a sequel exactly, but you will understand, I hope, why I recommend you to watch the other one first. But Adaptation, I can't explain this movie, but if you know sort of the concept, if you have seen it, know the backstory, then you'll understand why I find it difficult to explain. But yeah, that's I don't really have much else to say about it. But I highly recommend you to watch both of them. Then we have Baby's Day Out, which is reminds me of Home Alone. I've seen this before many years ago, multiple times, and basically these crooks, they steal a baby from a rich family, and they demand a ransom, and but then later on, or when they're in their apartment, and the one of them who watches the baby, he falls asleep, so this baby crawls out on the fire escape, and basically from there on, these three thieves are trying to catch the baby, but it's not very easy. So yeah, it's that's basically what happens. It's a classic for me, and John Hughes wrote and produced it. And then we have 21 Grams with Sean Penn, Naomi Watts, and Benicio del Toro. And I think he mainly did a very good performance in this, but everyone is great. But this movie is by Alejandro González Inarritu. I don't know how you pronounce his name, but he made Babel and Amores Perros. I haven't seen that one, but this one sort of, it constantly jumps between characters and different times. Like once it's here and then it jumps into the future and then it's back here and then here, and it just keeps jumping. I did like it. I like Babel a bit more. It's kind of similar to Babel because it has a couple of different characters who in the ending sort of binds together. Then we got a show, 2 seasons of Everybody Loves Raymond, season 6 and 7. I'm currently watching the 7th series, but I only have like 4 episodes left, so I figured I'd just throw it into this update. I don't know what else to say about this show because I've talked about it for a couple of times before. But I love the show. It's kind of cheap at times, and it's not the best sitcom out there. I'm very annoyed with with the audience. I'm not sure how much is added on. I don't think it's too much, but I just want to shut them up most of the time. But yeah, it's a very entertaining show, and there's 9 seasons in total, so I'll be sure to get the other ones within shortly. Then we got a Christopher Guest documentary. My neighbor is singing. Anyway, A Mighty Wind. I can't concentrate when you do that. I don't know if you can hear it, but it sounds ridiculous. Anyway, Christopher Guest. He, you might know. I mean, you probably know. Well, he made this a Spinal Tap. I think he wrote and directed that one. And this is kind of similar. It focuses on folk music, but other than that, it has sort of the same vibe to it. And it's not as good, but has a great cast, and it is really funny. Maybe a reason to why I didn't like it all that much is because I had a headache when I watched it, and I just I realized that when I watch movies while having a headache, it just automatically brings down the rating of the movie a little, which is too bad. Which means that I should stop watching movies when I have a headache. But I really did enjoy it, but it's not as excellent as This Is Spinal Tap. But there are more, like Best in Show and Waiting for Government, which I have ordered. Then we have Chasing Amy. By the way, I think all of these are from Amazon. Yeah. But Chasing Amy, mentioned in my last update, which I'm gonna take back, might have been a bit harsh. I said that I hate Kevin Smith, not his movies, but just his personality and whatever. But you know, that's not. I think he's kind of sort of arrogant, and he feels like he's superior to everyone else. But that was like a Q&A I watched, and there might have been an interview. He might not be like that. It's just the impression I've gotten a few times. But I'm not really a huge fan of his movies. The only movie of his that I really like is Mallrats. But I like this movie. I'm not a huge fan of these long discussions or conversations that there are plenty of. But they're excellently written and all that. It's just not my thing really. But you know, most people have seen it. watched one of Coolder's videos, and he said that he thought the ending was very depressing. So I was kind of expecting a really downbeat ending, but I just didn't see that. I didn't think it was that depressing. I mean, I get what he means, but I expected something like The Mist. So maybe that was, well, not really, but I just expected something really kind of extreme. But anyway, next up is Wrong Turn 2. It's kind of broken here when you open it, but this has the whole idea of why they were out there. I mean, it was a good idea for having the characters in the woods, the game show thing. I just didn't find it believable, but it doesn't matter that much. The actors are pretty bad also, but most of them. But this movie is so good. Well, it's not excellent, but the reason why I love the movie is because of the gore. It's tons of it, and you're gonna want to watch this if you like gore movies. I like the first one more. It's not as gory, but it's just better as a movie, and it's more suspenseful. But this one I really did like also. Then we have Crocodile Dundee in Los Angeles. Well, I have two horror movies in this. I think I might have mentioned at the beginning that there's only one, but there's two of them. Anyway, I didn't know if I had seen this before, and I'm still kind of unsure or uncertain. But I think I probably have. But it's well, you would think that Mick Dundee would know by now. He would have gotten used to and adjusted to all of these differences between his life and the city life. But I don't care about that. It's just a mindless, fun movie. It's not that serious. It just about for like the first hour or so, the first 65 minutes or something. It's nothing serious. It's just a bunch of fun, short sequences which doesn't lead anywhere. But I don't mind. I think it's a fun movie. Then we get Crash, which is the two websites I'm on a lot, IMDb and Rachel Music. They seem to have very different opinions about this movie. On IMDb, this is even on the top 250 list. And on Rachel Music, I think the top list includes or contains 5,000 movies. This is not even on that. I think for the year, this is over on the place 100. It's lower than that for the year. So that was a little weird how it's so different on the two websites. But I think many people might have a problem or just don't like the whole racism thing about this movie. But anyway, it's by Paul Haggis. I don't know if he directed this text on the back. It's so tiny. I can't tell from here, but it's a Paul Haggis movie. Great cast. Sort of just how just a very or sort of just like not a tiny sequence, but how a fairly short thing can affect other people's life. How it's about a bunch of different characters, and some of the stories overlap, and it just shows how they react to that and how they act afterwards. And I don't know, I can't explain it, but I did like it. I found maybe some of the parts a bit over melodramatic or over dramatic, but yeah, overall, also some of the situations wasn't really that spectacular or original or whatever. So I don't agree with the IMDb rating, but I don't agree with the Rachel Music rating either. I think it's a good movie. But then, well, we have The Fog, the John Carpenter horror classic, I guess. I had never seen this before, but I did enjoy it. I liked it. I didn't love it, but I really did like it. It's a two-discer. It stars Jamie Lee Curtis, among other. It had a couple of very cool elements to it, and yeah, I liked it. And then the last one for the update, it's complicated. I watched this maybe a year ago or 6 months ago, something like that, on the computer, and I remember just laughing my ass off. And now I wanted to watch it again, but I just wasn't as funny the second time. Still like it, but I had to lower the rating a little. But it's I like the movie. It just doesn't hold up that well for a rewatch. But yeah, that's basically it for this time. Thanks for watching. And what the hell? Turned out even longer this time. Well, yeah, see you in my next video.